Well, it's always a very special time when we can invite one of our graduates to come back and speak to us. So today we have Josh Miller, who is Jackson's brother. Jackson, where are you?
Over here.
Over here. I gave him an opportunity to come introduce Josh, and he said he couldn't do it. He couldn't think of anything nice to say, I think is what it was, Josh. But anyhow, we're excited to have Josh here today. He's going to tell you a little bit about what he does, but he graduated from Greenbrier in '09. He then went to Virginia Wesleyan to graduate from there, and now does some subcontracting work, I think, for the government. But anyhow, it sounds like interesting stuff. So Josh, welcome home. We're glad you're here. We look forward to being blessed. Come on up.
What's up, everybody? Are we fired up or what? Woo! Yeah. Can we, before we get going, this is really important. Let me set this down. No, okay, I want to get this out of the way first. Jackson acts like me. Yeah, okay, let that sink in. There it is. I'm the oldest, therefore anything he does, he copied me. So you're going to see a great Jackson impersonation. Oh, all right, y'all. Before I get going, I want to say thanks for having me. It's awesome to be here. Thank you so much for the email. I've been looking forward to it ever since they said, hey, you're going to be here. I talked to my wife. My wife's a teacher at kindergarten. She was like, Josh, don't say anything dumb or embarrass me. This is a big deal. I'm like, okay. So I was like, I'll embarrass Jackson. So Jackson, stand up for me. Can we get a round of applause for Jackson Miller? It's a good-looking man. It's a good-looking man. Well, good. So I guess for you guys, you get this crazy guy up here, you're like, what the heck is up with this guy? And every other teacher who's had me, Mr. Mack, he gets it. He had to deal with it. So who am I and why should you care? So name's Josh Miller. I've had 3 brothers and myself go through this school. I've been in your shoes. I've talked to the teachers. I've gone to the class. I've sat in the chapels. I've ticked a lot of teachers off. Really good at that. Jackson got that gene. You're welcome. I'm going to keep throwing jabs, so just get ready. So I've been there. I know what it's like. And I really, really feel an obligation to come back and just tell you what life is like after. What I learned while I was here, what life is like after in college a little bit, and kind of how I got to where I am and how God has worked in my life since right where I was in your seat. Cool? You guys with me? Yeah. Say hey. Hey. I'm going to get y'all fired up. I don't care. I'm going to do something. I might have to fight Jackson. We don't know. So my story kind of starts, I came here in the 3rd grade. Anybody been here at K-5 until you graduated? K-5. Okay, there's a new rule. They have to name a building after you or your parents if you've been there that long. That's a lot of money. Dr. White. Miss Boyne's like, I get it. So I came in the 3rd grade, right? 3rd grade, and I went through the GCA. I did everything, right? Went through all the classes, and I get to my senior year, and I played a lot of sports. Athletes, raise hands. Athletes, where you at? Whoo! I like messing around, baby. Okay. All right. So I played just about every sport. I was always doing something. And it all culminates. You practice all the time. Like Emily sends me videos. She's practicing until like midnight. I'm like, she's nuts. Like she's gonna crush it someday. I didn't. So I get to my senior year, and I'm like, okay, so it's basketball season my senior year, right? And I don't know how. Well, actually, I do know because Jackson's on the team now. So when I was there, we had one rule. We had a guy named BJ Adkins. Anybody know BJ? You know BJ. Anybody know BJ? No. Okay. So by far the best player on our team. By far, right? We had one rule. It was just give BJ the ball and then get out of the way. Like that was the rule, right? So we're at a Christmas tournament at Portsmouth Christian, right? And we're playing a team. Lord Jesus, love them, but I can't stand them. Bishop Sullivan. We're playing Bishop Sullivan. Great school. Yeah, great school. So we're there, and dude, I want to win this game so bad. Like I want to win so bad. And I'm like, okay. I'm all fired up, pregame, I'm like, let's go, And I can't, I'm all over the place. So we get in the game, and BJ can't hit a shot. And I'm like, that's a first. We're in trouble. Like this ain't gonna work out. So something crazy happens, guys. Your boy gets hot. Like hot. Like I'm talking about I'm like letting it rip and it's in. And I'm like, what is happening right now? This doesn't happen. And I scored the best game I've ever had, right? Your boy picks up the slack. Ice water in my veins, bro. Right? So we get to the end of the game, I look up and it's a 4-point game. Right? It's a really close game. And I've been doing well and something kind of happened to me where I was like, ooh. I was kind of got scared. And fear kind of grabbed me a little bit. And I was like, oh, okay. So I was like, yeah, we're all right. PJ can't score. I guess I got it, So we're lining up. Hack job, somebody gets fouled. So Bishop Sullivan, Bishop Sullivan are shooting free throws, right? So I'm so tired. I'm down there like this. Okay, all right, guys, we got it. They're shooting. And the ball goes off. He shoots it. Ball goes up. I jump, get the rebound, power dribble, and I put it back in the hole for the wrong team. I was hot, though. I was hot. Right? And I turn around, and BJ is standing at the free throw line, and he was like, okay. He was like, yo, Mills, come here, man. What were you thinking? And I was like, I wasn't thinking, BJ, I'll stop shooting. So, and I remember it to this day because it was such a weird feeling. I let the ball go, and it was right before that, it was this fear grabbed me, and I've never really felt that. You have a few times in your life where you feel it, where fear changes your behavior, where fear kind of alters how you operate. And that was probably the first time that ever happened to me, and it changes everything. If you're an athlete, if you're anything, you get scared. You got to go up in front of class. What happens? You start breathing shallow. Your body stops working. Your mind stops working. You got tight spot in the game you're pitching, JT. You know what I mean? Oh. And sometimes it doesn't go the way you want. And you've got to learn from those scenarios. And I'll tell you kind of how God worked in my life here in a minute through those scenarios. So I go, basketball season's over, right? Don't worry, had to get over that one. That was embarrassing, right? So I'm like, okay. Get past it, goes to baseball season, right? Greenbrier Baseball Academy, we used to call it, sorry. I think it's Greenbrier Softball Academy now, I'm not sure. Oh, wow, daggers. Nobody look at them. Oh my gosh. Right? So we were really good. We just beat the tar out of people, dude. We were so good. Don't worry, it wasn't because of me. I was like, I'll hide at third base. Don't worry about me. Let the athletes work, right? So, great team. We just beat the tar out of people, man. I got a crazy opportunity. College coach saw me. I'm like, okay, I get to go play college baseball. I'm like, that's sweet, right? It's okay. So I get to college, get a lot of responsibility put on my shoulders early. I get in my sophomore year, and we have something, you had to earn your jersey, right? So we had to go in, and you couldn't just be on the team. You had to earn a spot even to be there, right? So we had these things called bear trips where you sprinted all the way around the field. You had to make it in a minute 10. Crazy hard. You had to do 10 of them in a row, right? So you got a break, a minute break. Yeah, my heart is hurting just thinking about it. And we get to the 8th one. There was a rule. If you did it in 10 seconds less on the 8th one, you're done. You don't have to run 10, right? See what I'm saying? Does that make sense? Numbers? We're doing it? Okay. So I get to the 8th one, and my coach was a huge influence in my life, and he said to me, he came up to me and he goes, hey, I think it's the number 8. I'm sitting there. He goes, hey, you going for it? It was like a movie, right? I was like, no. I was like, because if I don't get it, what then? Like I might not make the last 2. And he looked at me. I'll never forget what he said. He goes, well, you believe in God, right? And this is a guy, never talked about God, never did anything religious, we didn't know. And I said, yeah, I do. He goes, well, I don't know. It's like God gave you all these gifts, but he gave you all these gifts, but until you give all you have, he'll never give you everything he has for you. I'm like, ooh, like my man just hit me in the soul, right? What happens? I didn't do the 8th one, finished the 2. 2 days later, we got a game. First game. Bottom of the 9th. I'm hitting with a lot of scenarios. Stay with me. Everybody say, hey. Hey. They're back. I got them. Bottom of the 9th, or top 9, right? We're tie ball game. Runner on first base. I mean, just the most buttery ground ball in the world. The easiest thing in the world, right to me. All I got to do is throw it to second base. We're going to turn 2 and we win, baby. Let's go. Let's go. You know, I get the ball. They're like, turn it. I'm like, okay, I'm going to try. And I throw it, and I get here, and the ball like chokes, and I didn't have a good grip on the ball, and I spiked the ball at the second baseman's feet. It goes in the right field. Blew it, right? Bases loaded. Next guy bangs one off the fence. We end up losing the game. And I look at Coach. As soon as I spiked that ball, I look over at Coach, and he's going. Then I get back in the dugout, and he's like, should have gave it everything, huh? I was like, oh, yeah. It's like so true. Like so true. And those themes where you're so scared of what could happen to you that you never really take all the action that you could. You guys follow me? You guys are so scared, whether it's on a court somewhere, whether it's on a field somewhere, whether it's in the classroom, or it's just like, you're willing, you guys got all these gifts, man. I love coming in here because you guys are young, super moldable. You got anywhere. It's like you're sitting at a road. You guys got 800 roads to pick from. You don't know which college you're going to go to. You can play any sport you want. You can go anywhere you want to go. And it's all up to you. You can do it right now. But you're so scared of what could go wrong that sometimes you just take the safe route. Who's taking a safe route in a situation like that? Now, who's ready to actually say they took the safe route? Who hasn't even tried? Maybe that's the thing, right? You got a lot of big decisions coming up in the next couple of years. Everybody does. You got to be willing. You really, really have to be willing to see what God would do if you take a chance like that. Because I sit here and I go to some of these games, and I see we'll get in tight games. I'll come over and I'll watch my brother do theater, and things start getting hairy. It starts getting to the last minute, and then everybody starts seizing up. It's like, oh man, it's like crunch time. It's like, that's what we got to love. We got to love that, because when you give everything you can when it matters, that's when God works in you. When you're willing to put everything on the line, when you're truly willing to go out and do something for somebody else, or do something for the better of the team, or do something for the better of your class, that's when greatness shows up. You guys have no idea the ripple effect that you could have. It's the craziest thing in the world. I used to go with my granddad. My granddad, one of his best friends, his name was Kenny. We'd go eat right before we went golfing. I love food. I love golf. Both that works great for me. And we go in there, and the waitress looks at us, and she's like, how many you got? We're like, oh. Like, okay, like 3. She's having a bad day, right? So we go in there, sit down. She's having a terrible day. And Kenny comes in late, sits down with us. Kenny sits down and goes, and the waitress walks up, and he says to her, he goes, hey, girl. Right? Sounds like me. He goes, hey, girl, you look like $1 million today. How's your day going? And this girl lit up, man. And it was like in an instant, I'm a little kid, and I get to see what happens when you take so little effort. And you just take the attention off of yourself, and you try and give it to somebody else. What can happen? Like, what would your day be like? What would your day be like if you took all that time that you worried about yourself, you're looking at Instagram, whether or not you can meet up to some filtered standard of somebody's life, right? You're not going to have all these things. What happens if I don't get it? What happens if I'm not pretty enough? What happens if this, if that? And, I mean, the tough part is if you take that attention off yourself and you just give somebody else something they need, man, your life changes. And it's so simple. And, my uncle said that to me. He's like, Josh, it takes 2 seconds to change somebody's day, but we rarely do it because we're so scared. We're so scared of us not being enough. We're so scared of us not doing everything we could do. And it's really hard, man, because you get stuck in the grind, bro. What happens? Gavin, what time did you get up? 7. What time did you get up yesterday?
7.
right? Yeah, the same thing over and over, right? It's the same thing. It's the same thing over and over. You get used to it. And it's like you just get in this lull and you stop worrying about how can you change somebody. You're always worried about yourself. You get worried, can I get my grades right? Can I do these things right? And you have a responsibility to do that. But what would happen if you went to that person that's quiet in class and you just said, hey, how's your day going? I notice you don't talk to a lot of different people, but I mean, I want to get to know you better, and I just wanted to see if I could take some time to spend with you. You light that person up, bro. You light them up. And we don't take the time. It's really hard. Because you're just scared enough, or you're just worried about yourself enough, to where it's really, really difficult to take that first step. You with me? I want to leave you guys with one verse. Who's got a really manly voice? Oh. How about this? Who's got a Bible? Oh, pressure. No, let's raise them up. It's okay. It's kind of like going to baseball practice with no glove. Who's got it? You got it? Do it, man. Look at about a quarter of the room. We're close, guys. We're close. All right, can you stand up for me? You got it, man. Can you read 1 Peter 4, 10 and 11? No pressure. It's in the back. Mr. Mack, get it. Got it? How about this? How about this? Hand in mine. Hand in mine. Okay. First Peter 4, 10, and 11. You see it? Read it, baby. Sell it. First of all, T. Time out, T. You got it, baby. You got it. Stand up. Give it to him. We gotta get him something. All right, do it. Preach it. Give him a round of applause. My man just stood up. That's what I'm talking about. Everybody else, I said, who's got a manly voice? Everybody went, oh, my shoes. I don't want to look at him right now. This is embarrassing. My man stood right up and read it. Let's go, baby. If you couldn't hear him, let me get back to it. I'm about to lose my... There it is. I'll read it to you again if you couldn't hear him. Each one should use whatever gift he has received to serve others, faithfully administering God's grace in its various forms. If anyone speaks, he should do it as one speaking the very words of God. If anyone serves, he should do it with the strength God provides, so that in all things God may be praised through him. And if that doesn't get you fired up, dude, if you don't get up every day and look at something like that as a reason to go out the door and do something different, I don't know what is. It literally tells you. It is instructions for what to do every single day. It's like, you all got a gift, dude, and you got to go find it. You got to try stuff. You got to be wrong. And it's going to be hard. You're going to have to go to college. You don't know what to major in. There's all these things. And guess what, dude? You just start making decisions and you end up in a place, right? It's like that is your instructions, man. It's like, take your gift and live boldly with it. You have a responsibility to go out and try stuff. You got to go try stuff, man. And this is that time for you guys. The ripple effect could be so big. The ripple effect could be so big. Don't hold back your gift for what you could do for God, what you could do for other people, what you could do for somebody in your class, because you were scared of what could happen. You hear me? You don't have to be like me. You don't have to go back and let fear take over your life and then put the basket in the wrong, recipe. I don't want to talk about it. See, I can't even get it out anymore. You don't have to score in the wrong basket. You don't have to choke the throw. You can go all in, man. You can go all in. You can jump and grow your wings on the way down. That's where life is, bud. That's where God is. You guys are living a safe life. I'm telling you right now, you're going to end up, what am I, 26? 26 sounded so old when I was your age. I was like, he's probably got a mortgage and kids and he's got all this stuff. It's like, I'm a child, dude, look at me. I'm a kid still. I'm still going to be 5 years old. Don't put handcuffs on God because you're too scared to go out and see what he can do. You hear me? With me? Don't put handcuffs on God. Go out, live boldly, live in your gift, do something for somebody, guys. It takes so little effort and you can change somebody's day. Leaders have that responsibility. You all know who you are. Seniors have that responsibility. Take action, do the right thing, and give away love like you're made of it. Thanks, guys.
Y'all can stand up and sing with us.
And you will not for a moment.
All right, guys, you're dismissed.